Hello. Today we're going to be discussing the downsides of eating meat and the potential of lab-grown meat to address these issues. We will explore the environmental and ethical concerns associated with traditional meat production, as well as the promising developments in lab-grown meat technology. Meat consumption has been a part of the human diet for thousands of years, but today it poses significant problems for our health, the environment, and animal welfare. Let's start by discussing the environmental impact of meat consumption. Animal agriculture is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, accounting for around 14.5% of global emissions. Livestock requires large amounts of feed, water, and land. On top of that, the fact that their waste contributes to air and water pollution. In addition, the production of animal feed often leads to deforestation, which has devastating effects on the biodiversity and climate. But the problems don't end there. Meat consumption has also been linked to numerous health risks. Studies have shown that consuming red and processed meats can increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. In addition, meat production relies heavily on the use of antibiotics, which contributes to the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, making it harder to treat infections. Finally, there are ethical concerns associated with eating meat. Many animals are raised in confined spaces and their welfare is often compromised in the pursuit of profit. The treatment of animals in the meat industry has been the subject of numerous investigations with evidence of cruelty and abuse. The downsides of meat consumption are numerous and significant. It contributes to environmental degradation, poses health risks, and creates ethical concerns about animal welfare. However, the good news is that there is a potential solution in the form of lab-grown meat. Let's explore how lab-grown meat could help address these issues. Lab-grown meat, also known as cultured meat or cell-based meat, is produced by taking a small sample of animal cells and growing them in a lab environment. The result is a product that is identical at the cellular level to traditional meat, but without the need for animal slaughter. One of the main benefits of lab-grown meat is its potential to reduce the environmental impact of meat production. Because it requires fewer resources to produce, such as land, water, and feed, it has the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and deforestation. In addition, lab-grown meat can be produced without the use of antibiotics, reducing the risk of antibiotic resistance. Another potential benefit of lab-grown meat is its potential to improve animal welfare. Because it does not require the slaughter of animals, it has the potential to eliminate the ethical concerns associated with traditional meat production. But what about the concerns that people may have about lab-grown meat? One common concern is safety. However, studies have shown that lab-grown meat is just as safe to eat as traditional meat, and may even be safer because it's produced in a sterile lab environment. Another concern is taste. But early taste tests have shown that lab-grown meat can be just as delicious as traditional meat. Finally, there's the issue of cost. At present, lab-grown meat is more expensive to produce than traditional meat, but this is expected to change as technology improves and economies of scale are achieved. Overall, lab-grown meat has the potential to provide a more sustainable and ethical alternative to traditional meat production. While it's still in the early stages of development, many experts believe that it could play an important role in feeding the world's growing population while reducing the environmental impact of food production. On the topic of lab-grown meat, what is its current state of development? Is it getting any better? The potential of lab-grown meat to address the environmental and ethical issues associated with traditional meat production has led many experts to predict that it could play a significant role in the future of food. Lab-grown meat can be produced locally, reducing the need for transportation and the associated carbon emissions. Another potential benefit is the ability to customize the nutritional content of lab-grown meat. By adjusting the nutrient composition, it could be possible to produce meat with higher levels of beneficial nutrients, such as omega-3 fatty acids, or lower levels of harmful compounds, such as saturated fat. However, there are still challenges to be addressed before lab-grown meat can become a widespread alternative to traditional meat. One major challenge is cost. At present, lab-grown meat is more expensive to produce than traditional meat, but researchers are working to reduce costs by improving production methods and scaling up production. Another challenge is regulatory approval. Lab-grown meat is a relatively new technology, and there are still questions about how it should be regulated and labeled. However, since the regulatory landscape is evolving, and several countries, including the United States and Singapore, have already granted regulatory approval to lab-grown meat products. In summary, the future of food could look very different if lab-grown meat becomes a widely adopted alternative to traditional meat production, with the potential to address environmental, ethical, and nutritional concerns. Lab-grown meat could play an important role in feeding the world's population sustainably and ethically. However, there are still challenges to be addressed before this potential can be fully realized. By continuing to invest in research and development and working to address the challenges associated with production, regulation, and public acceptance, we can build a better future of food. Thank you for joining me in this explorations of the downsides of eating meat and the potential of lab-grown meat to address these issues. As we've seen, traditional meat production has significant environmental and ethical challenges, and lab-grown meat has the potential to offer a more sustainable and ethical alternatives. There are still challenges to be addressed before lab-grown meat can become a widespread alternative to traditional meat. The potential benefits are significant.